So this morning's yoga church, we are in August 31st. It is Labor Day weekend here in Oklahoma. It's also the Cherokee National Holiday here in northeastern Oklahoma, and it's one of my favorite holidays. I'm not Cherokee, but I enjoy being on the sidelines. So today, I spoke last week of the five air quote yoga vitamins, and these are five virtues that Patanjali writes about in the Yoga Sutra, right? And you can find them in the first chapter, verse 20, if you want to look for them. And there's five virtues that are considered complementary to practicing the yamas and the niyamas. Now, the other thing about these five virtues is it's assumed that you're already practicing. You're practicing the eight limbs of yoga. It's assumed that you've had a taste of samadhi. You've had a taste of that complete absorption. You've had a taste of that oneness that we aim for. So these are the five additional virtues that we take on a daily basis, so to speak, vitamins that we take on a daily basis to fortify our continued practice towards concentration, meditation, and samadhi. And the first one is sraddha. It's spelled Sraddha, sraddha. Sraddha means faith. And now when I was snooping around on earlier this week, I came across an article by Richard Rosen, who is a scholar and talks at length about Shraddha meaning faith, but it can also be translated as trust and confidence. So, like trust in the rightness of what you're doing, confidence and trust in the laws of karma, and also a positive attitude in the face of temporary setbacks, because we know everything is temporary. The world falling apart is temporary, and the world rebuilding, the good and the bad, or it's all temporary, it's all fleeting. But then he also goes on to say that it has been translated as meaning sweet hope. And I really latched onto that one. Sweet hope in the ultimate success of your practice is the way he defines it. And I got to thinking, well, how do we define success in our practice, right? I mean, is it the ability to get our hands onto the floor in a standing forward bend? Is it the ability to knock out a headstand in the middle of the room? Is it the ability to cultivate strong relationships outside of ourselves and with ourselves? What defines success in practice for you? And that's a rhetorical question. You answer it for yourself. But as I've been going through the eight limbs on my own and then trying to impart some of that with you on Sundays, I can't help but correlate how to put the eight limbs into practice with what's happening right now in the larger picture of our society, our culture, our country, and the globe. So when I think about Shraddha and I think about this trust, this faith, and this sweet hope in the ultimate success of our practice, I inevitably take it off the mat. And I'm not worried about the suppleness of my hamstrings or the strength of my shoulder girdle, but I'm concerned about how am I behaving out there? What are my actions out there? How am I speaking out there to maybe generate some sweet hope in somebody else, right? So when we take our practice off the mat and we move out into the world, it's just that we have to. Yoga is it is inherently political. We have to act. We must act in whatever way that is for you. And it doesn't look the same for everybody, right? But is it possible? Is it possible to cultivate some faith and cultivate some hope in whatever action you're taking towards the better good of society, towards the better good of your community, towards the better good of your posse? And what does success look like in that? And can you have faith that you're doing the right thing and and letting go of the result? So we're focusing on the action, not the outcome. All right. So for what it's worth, there you go. That's what's on my mind this week. So we're going to start in a prone position. You don't need any props today. Come all the way down onto your belly. If you want to have a blanket or something under your head, you're welcome to do, of course, anything you want. But we're going to come down into the prone position. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. And somebody give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you can hear me. Thank you. Thanks to Linda. All right. Okie dokie. So just in this on the belly space, just let your feet relax. Invite your body to relax. Scan your body from your toes to your nose. And see if you can develop a sense of relaxation through your hamstrings, your butt, your hips, your low back. And how about into the shoulders, the neck, the throat, and the jaw? And maybe you get a sense of your breath as your diaphragm pumps downward on the inhale and recoils up to the ribs on the exhale. And take 3 deep breaths. Each breath is going to be a little deeper than the previous breath. From your nose. And feel the breath circulate and expand through your abdomen, your low back, your low ribs. The third breath is the deepest breath so far of the morning. And change the hands. Put the other hand on top. Forehead stays on the hands then. And I'm going to have you tuck your right toes under and activate your right leg, lifting the right knee. Really push that right heel back and inch the right toes forward, a millimeter. Notice what you feel along the posterior line of your body. And relax your right leg and then tuck your left toes under, fire up the left leg, push back through the heel. And keep the pelvis down. 3 points of contact through the pelvis, the 2 hip points, the ASIS, and the pubic bone anchored onto the mat. And notice if you feel any difference when you activate the left leg. And then relax the left leg. And we're going to return to the right leg, activating the right leg, tuck the toes, inch the toes forward, lifting the knee. And now keep your forearms down onto the floor, but lift your head and chest. Keep your forearms where they are. So they're out in front. So it's really going to require activation through the back muscles more so than pushing yourself up through your shoulders and arms. Great. And then lower down and relax the right leg. And then tuck left toes under, fire up the left leg, keep the left hip point down. And when you feel ready, lift the head, the forehead, the chin, the chest up. And take your internal scope into the back of your spine. Good. And then come on down and relax for a moment. Toggle your mandible from side to side. And then here we go. We're going to put it all together. Tuck the toes, fire up the legs, inch the toes forward as you push the heels back. And then up comes the forehead, the chin, the chest, lifting up. And then if it suits you, if you want to inch your forearms a little closer onto the mat to give yourself a higher lift, you're welcome to do so. See if you can identify where the muscle action is really taking place. What's happening in the hamstrings, what's happening in the glutes, the low back, the mid back. Good. Stay up, stay up, stay up, and good, good, good. And then lower down. Great. Relax your feet, relax your toes. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and slowly push yourself up onto your hands and your knees. And we'll come into cow pose. So at your pace, when you inhale, arching your low, middle, upper back, looking forward. Hello, good morning. And when you exhale, drop into child's pose. Good. And then come into cow pose again. We're going to do this 3 times. Just cow pose to child's pose, Gomukha to Balasana, rocking back on the exhale. We're really going to take it easy this morning. I think I say that every Sunday. And then one more time, come forward. One more time for just this little number. Yeah, good. And then drop into child's pose, exhaling. Good. And we're going to add on from child's pose, pull yourself forward to staff. Good. And downward dog. Good. And then come to your knees for cow pose. And we'll do the little mini vinyasa 3 times. Cow pose to child's pose on the exhale. To staff pose on the in-breath. And dog pose on the out-breath. Great. And we'll do this one more time, linking your movement with your breath. The breath is going to initiate this. Exhale. Good. Good. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take your time. And, if you want this practice to be even more soothing for you and your central nervous system, anytime we come into downward dog, you might opt to drop into child's pose. So from downward facing dog, I want you to step your right foot forward and bring your back knee down. And keep your fingertips on the floor. We're just going to really drop into this low lunge for a few breaths. I want you to keep your eyes looking down the bridge of your nose. You might look towards the top edge of your sticky mat. Trying to keep the awareness more right here, right in front of you, right inside your body, rather than the distractions swirling around. I invite you to move through this practice, focusing on sensation, focusing on experience rather than aesthetics. Great. And I'm going to have you lift your back knee and you're going to step back to downward dog just for a second, getting the legs and feet lined up, and then step your left foot forward and same drill. We're just going to drop into this low lunge. Right knee comes down. We're going to be in a low lunge throughout the first, the next 15 minutes or so, back and forth. So if you want to put something under your knees or roll your mat for some more cushion, you're welcome to do that. Maybe 10 minutes. Good. Eyes looking down the bridge of the nose. Great. And pick up your back knee, your right knee. Pause for just a moment in this runner's stretch, as it were, before stepping back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Great. And we're going to pause in down dog for 3 full breaths. Your breath at your pace. Child's pose is certainly an option. And then return to downward dog so you can step your right foot forward again. Your back knee comes down. Bring your hands up on top of your right knee so you can straighten the arms and lift your chest. I'm going to have you take your left arm up, and you're going to externally rotate the arm so the palm's going to face the wall behind you. Pat yourself on the back. Right hand comes to the left elbow, and you draw the left arm towards your head and slightly back. Good. And then be mindful of what's going on in the low ribs, especially the low left ribs. It's really tempting to, I call it having a blowout, like the ribs kind of. So imagine you're like knitting the ribs, is a phrase that's often used, like just corseting the low ribs in and keeping the belly firm. Terrific. And then take both arms up. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and let's side bend over to the right. Watch that right knee. Sometimes it wants to wiggle to the inside. Try to keep it around over the ankle, somewhere thereabouts. Don't let it drop inward too much. And then lift yourself straight up. Oof. Separate your hands, bring your hands to the floor. Wow, give your left shoulder a moment to itself before stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Go ahead. Give yourself a full breath in and a complete exhale in dog pose. Take your left foot towards your left hand. Bring your right knee down. Stack your hands on top of your left leg so that you can lift your chest. And you're going to take your right arm up, externally rotate, which means palm is going to face the wall behind you. Bend the elbow. Left hand comes to the right elbow, and here we go. Take both arms up. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and gently bring your right arm over to the left. Arc your spine over to the left. Take a glance down at the left knee. Don't let it dip inward too much if you can help it. Terrific. Lift up. Woo-wee. Float your fingertips down towards the floor. Let your shoulders roll once or twice before stepping back to downward facing dog. Yowza. Take a full breath in 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Child's pose is an option. If you want to like keep pumping some heat and blood flow through your body, prana, you're welcome to take a vinyasa, coming forward to staff, going down to the floor. Anything goes right now. I just want you to breathe. Let the breath move through your body. We've got one more low lunge sequence to go. We'll start it with the right leg again. We're just going to keep adding on to what we've been doing. Right foot forward, left knee down. Bring your hands to the top of your right knee so you can lift your chest. And you're going to take your left arm up. We're going to come into this modified Gomukhasana arm again. Bending the left elbow, patting yourself on the back, bringing your right hand to your left elbow, pausing just for a couple of breaths here in this shape before moving on. And then stretch both arms straight up. Come into Namaskar Mudra, making a prayer with your hands. Bring that prayer down to your heart. Spin to the right, taking the left elbow to the right knee, maybe to the outside of the knee if your mobility will allow for it, but don't push, don't force. And just a gentle, easy twist, taking advantage of the side bending that's occurred so far in the practice. And again, a reminder to keep the eyes focused down the bridge of your nose. Placing your awareness on sensation and or on the virtue du jour, sraddha, faith, sweet hope. And then bring your fingertips to the floor, move slow on this transition, letting your spine unwind. Pick up your left knee, pick up your left knee, and then step back to downward dog. Terrific. And step your left foot forward, bringing your right knee down to the mat. Place your hands to the top of your left knee or thigh, straightening the arms, lifting your sternum, and then the right arm comes up, bending the elbow, pat yourself on the back, left hand to the right elbow. We'll take just a couple of breaths in the half cow face pose shape. And take both arms straight up. Bring the hands into a prayer shape. I don't think we did the side bend on the other side. I can't remember already. And we're going to twist to the right. I'm sorry, twist to the left. I think I need a rewind. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And then bring fingertips to the floor. Good. Now you're going to pick your back knee up. That's your right knee. Lift your back knee. Pause for a moment. And then I'm going to have you step forward. Right foot comes up to the top of the mat next to the left, and have your feet at least hip width apart, if not a little wider, and just let yourself ragdoll into a forward bend. And you can take hands to feet or maybe cross forearms in front of your shins, whatever feels good. Good. Bring your fingertips to the floor and lift yourself up halfway. Yeah, good. Now pause in this halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Give yourself a pause and then draw the belly in firm. Bring your hands to your lower back. And I just want you to rest your hands at your low back, maybe go up and down the spine 2 or 3 times, feeling the muscle action in the low back. I've got my knees bent and I'd recommend that. Good. Strong, strong back. And then bring your hands to your waist and slowly lift yourself up all the way to standing. Find yourself into Tadasana, mountain pose, also called Samastiti, steady standing. Good. All right, let's flow just a little. Take your arms forward and up, please. Breathing in. And circle your arms like a snow angel down by your sides on the exhale. And we're going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your palms together in prayer and take the base of your thumbs to your forehead. And then stand up into Tadasana. Exhale. And do that 4 more times. Inhaling, arms forward and up. Reach up, maybe look up. And circle the arms down by your sides on the exhale. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Palms together in prayer. And exhale, standing up, Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, arms down by your sides. Utkatasana, breathing in. This is fierce pose, often called chair pose. And breathing out, standing up, Tadasana. Let's go twice more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Mountain pose, one more time. Breathing in, arms up. Circle the arms down by your sides, exhale. Good. Inhale, Utkatasana. Now, fingertips will come to the floor on the exhale. Step your right foot back and spin your right heel down. And you're going to set your left elbow onto your left knee. I've got my right and left completely ass backwards today. So take your left elbow to your left knee. And then let your right fingertips float just above the floor. Let your right arm just hang down, float just fingertips just above the floor. And then 5 times, you're going to inhale and sweep your right arm up, out to the side and up. And exhale, let it float down. So your right arm will be about parallel with your, hang on, right before, I don't know what's happening here. I need to look at you all for a second. Hold on. Yeah, right. That's good. Okay. Then come down. And when you breathe in, float your right arm up. And breathing out. Yeah, you got it. So you're going to do that 5 times. And I just want you to put some emphasis in keeping the lower body still, feet, legs still, and even the pelvis still, so that this move is really initiating through the ribs and the shoulder girdle. Good. And when you've done that 5 times, you're going to float the right arm up and it's going to stay up. So you're in a side angle pose, right? And press down, anchor into your feet, keep that lower body strong and steady, stable. Pull yourself up into warrior 2. Yeah, really nice. Good. And now you're going to take right arm forward. Good. Take your fingertips all the way to the palm of your left hand and then open up. Good. You're going to do this 5 times. And keep that left arm right where it is. Don't let the left arm come to meet the right arm. You really want to reach that right arm across to the left palm and open up. Good. Keep going. Y'all look great. Lower body is solid and stable. That left knee, keep it stacked over the ankle, somewhere thereabouts. Very nice. And when you've done this 5 times, you're going to pause in warrior 2. Great. And then from warrior 2, bring your hands to your waist, straighten your left leg and turn your left toes in. So you're going to be facing the long edge of your sticky mat. I want you to bring your hands behind your back, bend your elbows. You're going to take opposite hands to opposite elbows. And then sweep your arms out to the side, bring them up over your head, opposite hands to opposite elbows again. And you're going to do this 2 more times. You're going to alternate which forearm is on the outside. Two more times with each forearm getting to be on the outside. Excellent. Place your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together. You might pigeon toe your feet just a skosh, not too much. Drop your knuckles down as you breathe in, lift your chest, look up. On the exhale, Gently pitch yourself forward into this wide-legged forward bend and take the arms up away from the back. Take the knuckles up and over your head. It's called prasarita paratonasana, wide-legged forward bend. Very softly shake your head no. Very softly. Very softly nod your head yes. Good. Release your fingertips to the floor and wait for the in-breath. And when it shows up, lift yourself up halfway. And then make a quarter turn to the right as you exhale. Yeah, you can be at the back of your mat. Good. And step forward. Come up halfway. Bring your hands to your low back. And then bring hands to the waist. And rise up all the way. Good. One standing flow facing the back of the mat. Breathing in, arms come forward and up. And breathing out, circle the arms down by your sides. Good. One chair pose, breathing in, make a prayer with the hands, bring it to your forehead, and then fingertips to the floor, breathing out. You're going to step your left foot back, spin your left heel down. You're going to stack your right elbow to your right knee. Let your left arm hang, fingertips hovering just above the floor, and then breathing in, float the left arm out to the left and up. And exhale down. 5 times, breathing in, float the left arm up. And exhale down. Breathing in. And breathing out. 2 more times, breathing in. And breathing out. Looks really good. Lots of good rib and thoracic spine mobility. 1 more time. And then you're going to pull yourself up into warrior 2. Good. And again, the mobility is strictly through the ribs and the upper spine. Sweep your left arm forward towards the palm of your right hand. Good, 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 good. And open up on the inhale. Good. Exhale. Sweep the left arm forward. Reach the fingertips to the right hand. And open up as you breathe in. Exhale. Sweep the arm forward. Inhale. Open up twice more. You'll find your way into warrior 2. Bring hands to waist. Straighten that front leg, which is your right leg. Turn your toes in so you'll be facing the long edge of your mat once again. We're going to do that box action with the arms once more, but this time I want you to come halfway down. So we're just going to change our relationship to gravity. Bring the arms behind your back, fingertips to elbows, recognizing which forearm is on the outside, and then sweep the arms above your head, fingertips to elbows. You're going to do this a couple more times, alternating which forearm is going to be on the outside. If at any time your low back starts to sass you, start to feel aggravation or discomfort or pain, then do this standing up straight. Very nice. Really good. And when you've had enough of that, Bring your hands together behind your back, clasping your fingers together, and stay. If you're halfway down, if you're in this parallel action, sternum parallel to the floor, stay here as you pull your knuckles back towards the wall beyond your bum, and then fold in half, bringing your arms up and your knuckles up over your head. Open your mouth incredibly wide. Stick your tongue out. Blah. Who scraped their tongue this morning? I did. Pull your tongue back in, close your mouth, release your fingertips to the floor. Lift yourself up halfway on an inhale, and then make a quarter turn to the left as you exhale. And you're going to step back to downward facing dog. Last dog du jour. Ah. Now, either stay in downward dog for the next 3 breaths, or if it suits you to roll through a vinyasa, you should do what feels good in your body. Excellent. And then I'm going to have everybody come down onto your knees. Have a seat on your bum with your feet out in front of you and your knees bent, feet to the floor. Okay. Hug your knees in close. And you're going to take your left fingertips, don't rush, but you're going to take your left fingertips to the floor, just out beyond your left bum, your left buttock. Wrap your right forearm around the front of your knees or your shins and give it the, really hook on. And then you're going to lift your sternum up, pull your sternum up out of the belly as you inhale, and then let's turn to the left. Walk your left fingertips slightly behind you to the degree that feels appropriate. Anchor down through both feet. Really find the instep of your feet. Find the mound of the big toes. Good. And with every breath in, pull your sternum up. And on the exhale, just a little more rotation to the left if your spine, if your musculature, if your body allows for it. And then you can keep looking over your left shoulder if you'd like, or turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Excellent. Good. And then turn to face center. Give yourself a little counter twist to the right. We'll go there deeper in a moment. And you're going to bring your hands behind your back for reverse tabletop. Separate your feet at least 6 inches apart. I'm not going to micromanage which direction your fingers point. Make it work for your wrists. When you're ready, find the 4 corners of your feet, 4 corners of your palms. Lift your bum, hips up, belly up, sternum up. And you can keep your eyes looking down to your knees, or if it suits your neck, if it's okay, you can tilt your chin up and look towards your ceiling. Good. And come on down. Very good. Bring your hips close to your heels. We're going to do this twist again. Now you're going to wrap your left forearm around the front of your shins, your knees. Bring your right fingertips to the floor, just slightly behind your right buttock. Breathe in and give yourself some lift as you stay anchored in the sit bones. And then on the exhale, rotate, rotate, rotate to the right. Bring your navel, your belly button to your right thigh. Invite your breath to circulate down into your abdomen. So there's a little compression, decompression with every breath in and out as the belly rises and presses into the legs. If you want to turn your head, look over your left shoulder. That gets my vote. I think it feels good, but you do you. Mm-mm-mm. Let yourself unwind. Woo, give yourself a little counter turn to the left. And then facing center, once again, separate your feet at least 6 inches apart. Bring your hands behind your back. One more reverse tabletop. Press into the feet. Lift up, hips up, belly up, sternum up. Maybe chin up. It's up to you. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Come on down. Really nice, really nice, really nice. Roll onto your back. Take your time. And then pull the knees to the chest. We're going to do 5 rounds of what's called Jatra Parivartanasana, or stomach churning, stomach twisting pose. So arms are going to go out by your sides, or out to the sides rather, like a T. And then if you really want to make this mellow for yourself, put your feet on the floor. That would be door number 1. Door number 2 would be to keep the feet elevated off the mat. And on the exhale, your knees are going to sweep over to the left. Just before they hit the floor, use an inhalation to pull your knees upright, back up to center. And the next exhalation takes your knees over to the right. Good. So you're going to do that 4 more times from side to side. And if this option feels great for you, stick with it. If you want to straighten your legs, that would be the more challenging of them all. You can play around and determine which route feels best for you. Committing to the action, but not the outcome. And you're going to keep track of doing this 5 times on each side. And once you're finished, then you'll set feet to the floor. And don't rush, but what's coming next will be windshield wipers. You'll take your feet as wide as your sticky mat and take your knees left and then right, countering the contraction through the obliques, now stretching through the obliques. Good. The outer hip, the outer thigh. And the next time your knees go to the left, see how it feels to just land there for a few breaths. And then sweep your knees over to the other side and explore how it feels to land there for a few breaths. Bring your knees up once more. And we're going to do two bridge poses. And we're going to use the arms as well as lifting the spine with this, and you're going to go with your breath. So when you breathe, arms are down by your sides. And when you inhale to lift the tailbone, sacrum, low back, I want you to also lift your arms up over your head. So at the top of your breath, not only are you in bridge through your low body, but your arms are to the floor or close to the floor, somewhere thereabouts over your head. And when you exhale, your arms come down at the same time as your spine. So let's go two more times. Let's call that first one a practice run. And then here you go, two times, breathing in, really sync this movement with your breath, lifting up, reaching arms up and over, and then breathing out. Notice if one arm wants to get to the floor before the other. And then one more time. Good. And then come on down. Cross your right leg all the way over your left leg and draw your knees to your chest. And we spent a couple of several minutes in the first opening sequence of the practice with the arms in Gomukhasana shape. And so now the legs are in Gomukhasana shape. You can keep hands to knees or slide them down your shins or take hands to ankles. We're just going to stay about 30, 45 seconds on each side. Hmm. Good. And uncross your legs and cross the other leg on top. Knees come towards your chest. Hands holding on wherever it's comfortable for you. Be mindful of sharp pains in the knees and give yourself the grace to cut yourself some slack. Success in our practice doesn't have to look like a Gumby body, a super limber body. Success in our practice doesn't have to look like abs of steel. Success in our practice could be ultimately how we interact and relate to the world around us. And then uncross your legs, pull both knees to your chest. If it feels good to rock a little, go for it. Rock a little from side to side. We are on the wind down. And while you're here with knees to chest, letting yourself rock and roll slightly, it's almost like a little lullaby for the sacral plexus. Um, identify for yourself what shavasana is going to look like today, because we got a good long 7, 8 minutes to rest. And that might be sitting up for meditation. It might be scooting yourself over to a wall to take your legs up the wall. It might be just coming into classic corpse pose, but I want you to get into the shape that your body is calling for this morning. Once you get in there to your shavasana, I would I would invite you to take it this if you want. Nothing's ever mandatory, right? But I would invite you to take five rounds, 5 rounds of samastiti. Or sorry, excuse me, 5 rounds of samavriti. Getting my Sanskrit mixed up now. 5 rounds of samavriti pranayama. So breathing in for 5 counts, pausing for 5 counts, breathing out for 5 counts, and pausing for 5 counts. And you can count as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just keep it steady. Then once you've completed 5 rounds, just drop into Shavasana. Pull your next breath in a bit deeper. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as your breath circulates oxygen. Begin deliberately, intentionally moving your prana down to your digits. And then stretch your arms, your legs in whatever direction, whatever range your space provides. The word sraddha, faith, it's a feminine word in Sanskrit, which indicates that cultivating faith is cultivating benevolence, that we are supported and we are protected. And that's our work for this week, is to cultivate faith in our practice and faith in our actions, not just on the mat, but maybe even more importantly, off the mat. Lift yourself up to sitting in taking whatever route is good for your body and your space. And then once you're upright, bring your palms together and take the base of your thumbs to your forehead. Balance in our mind as we move into the week ahead. And bring fingertips down towards your lips. May we have balance in our words and in our breath as we move into the week ahead. And place your hands to your heart. May we have balance in our body and our spirit, and may we be reminded to cultivate this faith, this trust and confidence in the laws of karma, and ultimately cultivating this sweet hope in the success of our practice. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your generosity with all of my flubs between right and left. And yeah, it was a tough one this morning. But thank you very much. I hope to see you next week.